Normal smoking.
Normal smoking?
Normal smoking.
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
I would think that normal smoking is worse, only because I'm inhaling it.
5 minutes of exposure to secondhand smoke causes changes in the aorta. 30 minutes of exposure causes change in the coronary arteries. So these are, for children, it causes otitis media or ear infections, asthma exacerbations, upper respiratory infections like bronchitis and pneumonia, lower respiratory infections. So it can cause all kinds of difficult things for children, including sudden infant death syndrome. For adults, it can cause heart attacks. Over 40,000 Americans each year who are non-smokers have heart attacks related to secondhand smoke exposure. It also can cause lung cancer, over 3,000 cases of lung cancer every year in people who are non-smokers. So what we recommend to people is that they should have no exposure to secondhand smoke, and specifically for people who have known heart disease, they should have no exposure to secondhand smoke. It is too risky. Secondhand smoke exposure also has an effect on smoking behavior. What we know about this is smoke-free workplaces encourage people to stop smoking. They reduce consumption in smoking in people who are smoking regularly. They smoke fewer cigarettes per day, and it decreases the chances of a young person ever to start smoking. So it has a very dramatic effect, and so smoke-free workplaces are important not only for your children, but for you as a non-smoker as well.
When I was young, my dad would smoke everywhere we went. He would smoke in the house, in the car, at his job, and even outside of my school when he would pick me up. And I remember I would beg him to stop, explaining to him how I was worried about his health. And in response, he would always tell me, "Son, your dad's a superhero. Nothing bad will ever happen to me." 15 years later, he was right. Nothing bad ever happened to him. But I was diagnosed with lung cancer after never picking up a cigarette in my life. Choosing to smoke affects everyone, not just you.
When I grow up, I want to be a smoker. I want to have trouble climbing the stairs and be on oxygen. When I grow up, I want to have my voice box removed and get diagnosed with lung cancer.
I want to be a smoker.
I want to be a smoker.
I want to be a smoker, just like my older sister.
Just like my grandpa.
Just like my mom.
When I grow up, I want to be a smoker, just like my dad.
Cigarette filters are actually made of a plastic material called cellulose acetate. Like all plastics, it's resistant to biodegradation and can persist in the environment for generations.
And actually, it gets worse. Not only are cigarette filters non-biodegradable, but by design, they capture some really nasty toxic chemicals. Dr. Tom Novotny from San Diego State University told me what's actually in these yucky butts.
Studies have shown that butts release the same toxic and cancer-causing chemicals found in cigarettes, such as nicotine, ethylphenol, and arsenic.
Yeah.